Hi everyone, I'm Adam Morris, Schools Technology Director for Faria Education Group. In my role hosting Adopting AI Means Adapting webinars, I would like to describe some useful distinctions about generative artificial intelligence and even offer a mental model, which was developed through listening and learning throughout the series. As we are living throughout these scientific developments, it's important to have a clear perspective of the kinds of innovations that we are witnessing. We are probably already aware of machine learning. Generally, that kind of artificial narrow intelligence, or ANI, is software that specializes in certain domains and those domains only. It might be good at answering questions about movies or playing chess, but outside of these domains, it cannot adapt to different kinds of questions. The next stage of development is often termed artificial general intelligence, AGI, sometimes called machine intelligence. This technology is described as being able to reason, solve problems, make judgments, and plan. It's also able to learn and use prior knowledge in its decision-making. Following AGI, there's also a concept known as machine consciousness, often called artificial superintelligence, or ASI. This kind of theoretical technology is able to outperform human intelligence in general applications. It's possible that, even as you listened, you may have identified that the middle stage, general artificial intelligence, has already arrived, that it's already here with us in the form of generative AI. However, it is actually the general consensus that Gen AI is still an example of artificial narrow intelligence, the first stage. This may surprise you, but it's true, since the way that technology works is not considered to be thinking or learning on its own, but as a progressively better and better machine doing narrow intelligence. So how to understand this better? I like using a mental model instead of acronyms that allows us to have a better grasp of how Gen AI is both limited, but also much more powerful than previous generations of AI. Let's dive in. The way I see it, Gen AI can be likened to a swimming pool with two ends, one shallow and one deep, just like the different kinds of artificial intelligences. When you input a prompt into a Gen AI tool and press return, that output gets thrown into the pool. However, instead of the laws of physics determining where it lands, characteristics about the prompt itself determines where it gets dropped. At the shallow end of the pool, things are clear and well-defined, much like the prompts that have well-understood boundaries. You can reach the bottom, and the edges are within reach. At the deep end of our swimming pool, the boundaries are more distant. You cannot see to the bottom, and much more effort is needed to navigate that end. For example, prompts with well-defined boundaries, like "help me check my grammar," will get dropped into the shallow end. Conversely, prompts like "tell me a story" get dropped into the deep end, because just like when you swim in the deep end, the Gen AI tool has to do a lot more work with that prompt. Similarly, we may try out Gen AI with one kind of prompt that gives us a great result, but trying out different kinds of prompts leaves much to be desired. This analogy explains this too. Some prompts get dropped in the shallow end. They're much easier for the machine to respond to, since there's already a vast body of knowledge available to it. Prompts that land in the deep end, however, means the tool has to do a lot more guessing. Let's break this down into a magic quadrant to better understand. This graphic shows that while there may be contexts where Gen AI provides a golden opportunity to produce valuable and useful outputs, it also indicates where it has limitations, which many of us have probably experienced. In this way, we can think of a prompt as being composed of two dimensions: context and specificity. Prompts that are about objective topics have known solutions. The opposite of objective topics, subjective or personalized prompts, however, cannot yield right answers. They have too many "it depends" conditions, or leaves room for interpretation, and therefore requires inputting more assumptions for it to produce a useful answer. Prompts that include enough details to produce the desired results are specific. At the other end of the spectrum, prompts that leave details for the tool to work out lack specificity. For example, "help me finish this sentence" is a prompt that Gen AI can handle successfully even on the first try and return a useful answer. And so is Objective. And that's why it's in the golden area of the Magic Quadrant. A prompt like "help me build a timetable" is also objective because it would be asking Gen AI to work on a solved problem. However, it lacks specificity because the right answer would require to provide so many details. Finally, a prompt like "help me plan a curriculum" requires professional judgment about particular students in a particular school, and so would be quite subjective. I hope that this metaphor of thinking about where your prompt gets dropped into a pool can help you better anticipate the kind of results you get from Gen AI tools. I also hope that this video triggers a conversation about the deployment of generative AI in schools, and beyond that, ensuring that we continue to recognize the pivotal role that professional judgment plays in a school context. Thanks for watching.